This feature, we are showcasing Jarret Jeeves Veinot. He's a local DJ, producer, and promoter. Stay with us as we chat with Jeeves and get a sense of what it takes to create a successful event. It's all here on Prosper Street. So, what were your first musical influences?
My first musical influences, oh wow. The first time I ever experienced electronic music was at a location here in Winnipeg called the Temple of Sound 2, which is what's now the Fox and the Fiddle two-room venue. I had started out listening to psytrance and breakbeats and drum and bass from some of our great locals, guys like JR and Donovan. Gave me a path to what I now really love to do when it comes to playing breakbeats and drum and bass and music like that. That was my first experience with it.
What inspired you to start throwing your own parties? And you talked about going to parties earlier on, and now...
The thing that made me want to throw my own events was just I loved hearing the music that I enjoyed, and then after a long, being in the scene as long as I have, I started to hear those things dwindle. So I wanted to just kind of, I love my type of music and I'm not hearing it, so I want to bring my music back and just present it to everybody through me to throw my events, because I know that I love this music and I think others are going to do it too. So throwing my own events is just a way that I can bring music to other people.
That's awesome. So pros and cons?
Pros, the smiles, the pats on the back, just people saying, "Wow, I had a really good time," like just to hear it resonate throughout a group or a scene or even a city. To have just someone tell me that they had a really great time at one of my events is one of the biggest pros that I love. The cons is I can't really pick any, because everything's a struggle no matter what you do, and no matter what, good or bad, that struggle is going to end with a positive result if you're going to put the hard work into it.
Do you have stages of planning an event? What is involved in planning an event, starting with the brainchild of the idea?
For something like this Friday Night SmackDown, this has been a year and a half in the making. It started out as just a little idea in my head and just getting into the laptop and figuring out, being a DJ, how I can critique and give judges, to give something to judges to critique and figure out a way to present a point system for DJs to show that their dominance over it. And when it comes to the levels of creating an event, there's so much goes into it, from the paperwork that you have to write down ideas and the concepts and everything there, to setting it all up and getting everybody together and reaching out to those people. There's so many levels that you have to go through to get everyone into it.
Yeah. So what about the challenges that you guys face?
The biggest challenges that we face is just the market. Audiences are always changing and growing and into different things. So we want to try and spark that interest into somebody and, go, hey, this for SmackDown, this is Winnipeg's only battle night. You don't see anyone else doing it. So we're trying to push it into people, and it's just trying to break down that wall of that audience and trying to present something new to them. And that's the biggest challenge.
So then how do you juggle promoting versus DJing?
Juggling promoting versus DJing, it's very difficult, but sometimes you gotta find that balance. Being a DJ, music is always there and is always in my brain, so I can always do it. Promoting, DJing helps that, because I connect with those other DJs and those other musicians, that I can be able to talk to them and then bring them in and bring them on to do things with me and my partners for events like these. music kind of just came out of left field, out of nowhere, and kind of took me away. When it came to post-secondary, music was there, but I had very much been a business person, and
Okay.
that's one thing that I was always, that's where I was raised, is my mother's like a business individual. She owns her own business, and now I own mine. So I took things like sales and marketing classes and stuff like that, and I had just taken my music and the classes that I took in post-secondary, so marketing and sales and communications and sales communications. I just put that all together and, just tried to go with everything. So
Right now in your career, in your life as Jarret and Jeeves, what is now going on in your life?
now just looks like it now is just to me is a stepping stone to tomorrow. Like everything I do, whether it's where I work now in in the cleaning industry or in the music industry, I'm just taking everything that I do, no matter what, and applying everything and putting it all together and trying to make those steps to tomorrow and into following my dreams.
Is there ever a fear of the unknown?
There's always a fear of the unknown. If a system were to blow tonight at the event that's happening at the Arcane Studios, the person that's hosting this event, which is Arcane Studios, has a backup plan for me, because we discussed it that if something happens to the system here, I've got another system on hand that I can come and bring in. So I always try and make sure that I work with people just as organized as I am, and always try and plan for the worst, because the worst always can and always will happen, and it's just a matter of how you walk through it and try and make yourself succeed for it.
Second place here, but definitely not the first losers. Anthony fucking Black Forest here. Make some fucking noise for this motherfucker. Coming back to an underground near you soon. I guess that means, if you guys have been keeping track here, we know who the #1 fucking spot is. So, reigning champion, and will be defending his title next month. Winner of the $250 cash prize, Sean E. fucking Machine!
This is Devin Triss. This is actually my business partner and our current champion. Him and I have been working on this for about a year and a half. So he isn't going to be in a lot of the footage, but I just wanted to pay homage to him as a partner and a good friend of mine. So thank you very much, sir. Appreciate
Shameless
it.
plug, thank you. Can I
Yeah.
do a shameless plug in
Yeah,
here?
and he's going to show you where you can get his music at.
Duke
So,
Von
Devin.
Sketchum, facebook.com/Duke Von Sketchum.
SoundCloud.com/DukeVonSketchum.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mixcloud.com/DukeVonSketchum. You can find me everywhere, Duke Von Sketchum, man.
We are back here with Jeeves after attending his epic event, SmackDown. So first I want to thank you for having Electric Prairies at your event. We had a blast. The music was amazing, the girls were hot, and of course you're a great host, so it was fabulous.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys coming out, filming everything. We put a lot of work in, and it means a lot that you guys came out and filmed everything.
It was awesome. So yeah, congratulations on your premiere.
Thank you very much.
Fabulous. So now that the dust is settled, you've had a chance to look back, maybe receive some feedback from people. What was the overall success of SmackDown?
The biggest success that we've gotten feedback on is just how we presented this big battle night. You know, kept it really legitimate, kept it that it wasn't just a fan favorite. People couldn't come out and vote on everything. It was, you know, you were criticized by judges, and everybody really liked the way the DJs were critiqued and had a blast with how everything was set up. So they really enjoyed the battle systems, and they really thought the presentation of it was really great.
And then there was a prize, right, for your winner?
Yeah, a $250 cash prize.
Wow.
Yeah, that went to Sean Duguid, which is also known as E-Machine here in the city. Very, very talented individual.
That's fabulous. So then in a highly competitive industry, how do you keep it fresh while maintaining your roots?
Well, we just maintain the root of it. It's all about the music. It's not just about, you know, the people that are showing up, and it's not about just who's throwing the event. You know, we try and keep it so there's fresh DJs, you know, fresh music's being played. Next, we're going to change up battle systems, things like that. We're just trying to keep everything interesting and just change it up as much as we can while still maintaining, you know, that really legitimate battle aspect to it.
Nice, fabulous. So then where can we find your music?
Well, if you're looking personally for myself, you can go to soundcloud.com/Jeeves09. That's my SoundCloud. You can find my music there. You can also go on to Noisebox DJs, which is my own personal company, as well as Spade Camp, which is another company on Facebook that you can go to find myself and my partner, who also does Friday Night SmackDown. And you can go to my label page, contrabandindustries.com/Jeeves.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you very much for
That was
coming.
awesome.
I loved it. It was great.
Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for our future features on the world of underground. I'm Amanda Nicholls, and this is Electric Prairies.